So we're out here today at the beautiful Purdue Memorial Union. Michael Knowles, the right-wing conservative public figure, has been invited here by the Young America's Foundation to come speak here today. And as you can tell, there's many people outside protesting Michael Knowles being here. And there's also very many people lined up inside to see him come today. He doesn't come here for about 2 hours, but there's already a great commotion gathering here, and we're just going to be interviewing some people today, seeing what they think about Michael Knowles coming here today, seeing what they think about the First Amendment and the freedom of speech, and just getting a grasp of where people's minds are for this event today. Sick. You guys have time for an interview?
We're actually also
You are? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You guys get time for an interview?
Who are you with?
It's just me and my microphone, really.
We're not going to do that.
Okay. Cool. We're not with anyone, though. It's just...
Okay.
Yeah, folks here aren't going to be speaking to you then.
You're not going to be speaking to any... No one's going to be doing any interviews today?
No, thank you.
I don't have, like,
Unless you're affiliated with an actual media outlet, we're not going to be speaking with you.
Okay, that's cool. All right, you want to try to ask some other people?
I guess we'll ask some other people then. You said none of them are talking to...
Yeah.
All right, so I just heard from somebody over there that apparently none of them are going to be talking to us today because we're not affiliated with any media. So pretty much we're just two guys with a microphone. So I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see if anyone wants to do an interview, though. We're still going to try. Would you guys be willing to do an interview today?
Not today.
Anyone?
No, thank you.
We're not politically biased. We're not trying to catch anyone. We're just trying to ask questions, understand where people's minds are at with this, why you guys feel so strongly about this, and just kind of get an idea where you guys' hearts and minds are at with this. Okay.
Cool.
Of course, yeah. So what do you think people inside going to see him speak today don't understand about why this is so important?
I think it's a lot of misunderstanding of who.
We're just trying to do an independent thing.
Is this for like a school project or?
No, it's literally just for YouTube.
We're just trying to ask people's opinions.
Can we see your social media that you're posting these to?
We're not posting this.
Then why are you?
Well, I'm gonna post it on YouTube, but I don't have an account yet or anything. I mean, you could look at my account. I don't have any videos posted on there.
Actually, can you delete the footage? I'm not super comfortable with it.
No, you're good.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, bro. Nobody wants to do an interview out here.
Let's try
All right, let's go ask these guys. These guys will do an interview. There's a lot of people lined up. Hey, you get this on video. Get the lines on video.
Just go through the lines.
Just gotta find someone. Still going, jeez. It's a long line. No, I can do it. Let me just get the question ready. I just gotta ask. Figure out who to ask. Let's ask these guys. Hey, would you guys be willing to do a quick interview today?
Sure.
All right. So you guys fans of Michael Knowles?
Yes.
Yes, me.
All right. So what do you guys like about him?
I like that he's like a traditional Catholic. So like I really like that. He goes to like Latin Mass and stuff, so that's really cool.
All right. So what do you guys think about the people who are protesting outside today?
I don't know. Like I mean, they're free to do it. It's a little bit like as long as they stay calm and whatever. Like I'm okay with it. They're entitled to their own beliefs, but like just stay out of the way a little bit.
Their take was kind of interesting, saying that like all around campus they're posting signs and stuff saying Knowles was projecting and saying that, like, calling for the genocide of trans people and that kind of thing. But really, if you look into what he's saying, that's not at all what he's calling for.
So what do you think will happen if people like Michael Knowles aren't allowed to host these type of events?
Honestly, I think we'll start to see even more of a shift towards people that just believe what the media is telling them, what the mainstream media is telling them, all that kind of stuff. You'll see even more of a shift than there already is.
Thank you, guys.
Let's ask some of the people protesting. Oh, excuse me. Is it rolling? You got me good? Excuse me, would one of you be willing to do a quick interview? We're just like...
Sheila would be.
Awesome, cool. First question, why are you here?
To express my opinion about what I've heard the speaker's going to be talking about.
And what's your opinion on the speaker, Michael Knowles?
I don't see that he has anything particularly worthwhile to say. I didn't personally oppose him being here, but I don't think that the people who invited him did so with that much thought about his...
Right. So what would you say is your biggest point that you disagree on Michael Knowles with?
I don't think we should be trying to change transgender people. They are who they are.
Okay. And then going off of that, what is your reason for being concerned for the trans community outside of just a general humanitarian sense?
I have heard from individuals and read in different places that there's a lot of violence against them. I've read it. I think that people have some misconceptions that I don't agree with.
Okay. And then, that sounds great. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're both from Illinois. I'm from south suburbs. He's from north of Chicago.
What organization are you with?
We're
Just filming.
We're really just two
Trying to
guys
get people's opinions,
just trying to get people's opinions
on both sides.
what's
know.
going
You
on.
are?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So have you heard any interesting opinions?
Couple. Yeah. Couple
yeah.
have told us that they agree. A couple say they disagree.
We try to interview people from both sides.
Yeah.
Some people outside didn't really want to really do an interview. We talked to some guys here. So we're just trying to get some people's opinions, from both sides.
Where in Illinois are you from?
I'm from the north suburbs of Chicago. Yeah.
South suburbs.
I used to
By
live in Chicago.
Joliet. Oh, nice.
Yeah, downtown.
Awesome.
All
It's cool
right.
that you came for this.
Yeah. We just think it's an important event, It's
So
good
why
for.
do you think this issue is so important to people?
Fundamentally, it's a debate about free speech. I think, So, I
Well,
think
that's in terms of speech, but in terms of the actual thing he's talking about.
I'm not sure what he's talking about today.
He's talking about trans people and
Oh,
he's
okay.
against them.
He's against them. They just need to be corrected.
Okay.
And they need to be extinguished almost
He said
from
that
society.
statement.
You said
Yeah,
that?
he made that statement, a statement like that. And then he walked it back afterwards. But yeah, that's why. Because I agree with free speech, but I don't agree with hate speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that, at least I work in advertising. Radio and television stations have a whole ton of stuff they're not allowed to say because of hate.
Yeah.
We're outside too.
Yeah, we were outside, but
I'm going to go out. They're going to have to.
Okay.
Good luck, guys.
thank
Nice
you. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you all.
We should have got an interview with her, though. All right, so we're out here where the drag show is taking place to protest Michael Knowles coming in to talk today. So we're going to be trying to interview some people here as well. Sure. Awesome. All right, let's move around, see if we can see some people here. I think you guys got a second for an interview. I think you guys got a second for an interview.
What?
Here, can we move from the music here? Yeah, it's a little louder here.
What is it for?
It's just for a YouTube channel.
What YouTube channel is it?
My YouTube channel. You can look it up. It's called Leo Cavalier. It's my name. I don't even have any videos posted on there yet, but it's non-biased. We're just gonna be talking to people just to understand why people are angry about people coming here and just try to understand where their hearts are at with this issue.
Angry about coming where?
Huh?
Angry about coming where?
About Michael Knowles coming here.
I didn't know anything about that. I just heard that this was an event literally last night.
Oh, really?
Sydney and
Oh, okay.
and I just came because I was like, sounds like fun.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's fine then. Well, thank you for your time though. Sorry about that. You think they actually said that, or do you think they're just saying that?
Yeah, that might have been.
Out here, what people are out here celebrating?
So this is our block party to eradicate transphobia.
So what do you think the most common misunderstandings are about the LGBTQ community, about the trans community?
I think that a lot of people are worried about things they don't understand. And so I think you hit it right on the head. What's the misunderstandings? And so what really is important is to get to know people of various communities. That's why diversity is important, and being able to understand and talk to people across things that might be different. And so I think it's hard to generalize like that, but I think that we could deal with those misunderstandings by trying to get to know each other.
So is this in response to Michael Knowles coming to speak today at Purdue?
I couldn't say that because I'm just here because I saw the event was happening, so I wouldn't really know. But I do know it's existing, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the interview.
You want to film me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out here. I'm out here at the drag show. I don't know who I want to grab. I'm talking loud. Excuse me. Excuse me. Will you guys be able to do an interview?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, so first question is why are you coming out here?
I don't know. I was kind of bored, and also like I don't really get to see more like LGBT people all in one space, so I decided to come.
Okay. Are you aware of the Michael Knowles situation at all, or are you just coming out here to for the event?
I'm not aware of that actually.
Follow up. How would you rate your experience at this event? 1 out of 10.
So far an 8, but I'm really excited for the drag show.
What?
I'm really excited for the drag show.
Okay. And when does that start?
7 p.m.
7. Okay. 7 p.m. Be here or be square.
7 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to give me some more? Let's get away from the music though. Just a little. I want on this.
I want to find someone, man. Yeah, let's grab this girl. Excuse me, would you want to do an interview? No? Okay, that's cool. Excuse me. Interview? Okay. It's kind of hard. Hard to find people. Who? Excuse me. Would one of you be able to do a quick interview real quick? Awesome. Whoever wants to go.
Okay, me.
All right. So first question: why are you coming out here? Is it just for the event, or Michael Knowles? A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, mainly just to support trans people.
What's your opinion on Michael Knowles?
I'm very confused as to why he's on campus when we have trans people on campus and we're supposed to support all students. So I don't really know too much about him, but I just know he doesn't like trans people.
Okay. And then, so to follow up what you were saying about why he's here, would you agree with the fact that, like, it's important to have representation on both sides, or do you think that, like, his, I guess it would be considered hate speech? What do you, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Would you say that, like, that shouldn't be allowed, like, not difference of opinion, but, like, obviously,
Having different views is all right until you're banishing someone's existence.
okay. And then, what do you know that he said that has been, like, banishing towards trans people?
He said what's the word? He was like transgenderism. I don't know.
Be like
Eradicated, basically.
I've heard from other people that he said they should be eradicated, and then he, like, kind of walked back on that. So, not exactly the best thing to say at a college with trans students. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. I think we're probably good here. Yeah. We should probably go back to the other one. That's what shit's going on.
6:40. All right, yeah, let's make our way back to the Union. I want to go outside the Union, though.
I know. We need to go outside the Union.
Outside the Union's where
There's
it's
gonna be people out there.
bumping.
Right now, there's going to be a lot of people out there. Oh, what about these guys?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
guys got to go somebody.
Okay. Here, get the phone out. Get the phone out. Get me running towards them. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay, they're going over there.
No, they're not. I'm stopping them. I'm stopping them. I believe that's an Antifa flag, if my memory served me correctly. We need all sides. I think the problem is that we've gotten a lot of people on the, I'd say, like, center left. We ran into some far lefters outside the Union, and then we're gonna talk to some people who are also very far left, but not as involved in the trans issue. Or, actually, they probably are if they're with Antifa. But Antifa, you catch that with the TH? Jesus. All right, we gotta go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, real quick. Would one of you guys be able to do an interview? Just one of you guys? Quick interview? No? No? Seems like you guys are pretty passionate. No? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's just go outside the Union. Trying to protect. That was a good try, but no dice. No dice.
Oh, yeah, now the people are out. Somebody's
Oh yeah.
When we got here at first, he was only there hardcore.
What they're saying? So, yeah, killed. I believe they're chanting "trans get killed" in response to the hate crimes. Is it good? Okay. Get me up. Nope. Yeah, so we got a big crowd. Big crowd. Oh, trans hate kills. Trans hate kills. Okay. Excuse me. Do one of you guys want to do a quick interview with us? Good. All right. Let's try to find some people in the middle. Excuse me. Does one of you guys want to do a quick interview?
How much time?
You do? All right. So, first of all, why are you coming out here today?
In support of trans rights and the LGBTQ plus community.
All right. Following up on that, what's your opinion on Michael Knowles?
I don't really. I've seen like clips of him being a dipshit on Twitter. Outside of that, I don't really know much about him.
Okay. And then, what's your involvement with the trans community?
I have a lot of friends, and well, actually, pretty much everyone I know. People in my family, people in my community, and it's important for not only me and the people around me now, but for my children and the children of my friends and the children.
So this is a big personal concern, is what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Great. Going off of what you're saying with like, you want the best for your children. Would you say that Michael Knowles being allowed, or people like Michael Knowles being allowed to speak and being allowed to, just promote trans hate, would you say that would lead to a much bleaker future?
Well, one thing I do know is that speech like Michael Knowles and of his that causes like a lot of the trans rights bills that are being currently passed in like state governments and state legislatures to prevent gender affirming care to like younger people or people who need that care for themselves. You know what I mean? So like in states like Florida, they're currently passing bills, and that's like dangerous, and that's happening because of speech like this being so common, you know?
Yeah. And then would you say that like, I don't want to say canceling, but like, trying to reduce speech like this would be an effective measure of combating hate speech against trans, or would you say that there's another method towards...
I think the method can always be like it's not as simple as convincing, but it's just like, it really is just stopping the hate, like seriously, because like you can convince these people maybe one by one in like several conversations where it's like you explain that this is the way people feel, and you need to have more empathy in your heart towards everybody in your community, not just people that look like you or talk like you know what I mean? And that's like a really long process, and that starts by, having talks by people like him, but there needs to be a countermeasure where there's like a much louder voice coming from people like all of us. That's why I like kind of want speeches to happen from like trans rights activists on the same scale as these Michael Knowles kind of talks, because it's kind of insane that they paid so much money for that. Like, what's that about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then trying to think of a good follow-up to that. Would you say that, or how would you go about exhibiting more, correct speech, like more speech that kind of counters this hate? Like, how would you go about that? Like, I guess in a political or maybe a law-based way.
Well, I mean, something that's so simple, which is so stupid, which people do hate and they're gonna hate on and they're gonna yell at me for, but there are just certain words that you could just put as a filter on social media websites or like texting services, where it's like you can't say the word like groomer, you know what I mean? Like that is an inflammatory word, and that is never used in a positive context. It's never used in a way that, you know what I mean? If you use that word, there always needs to be a follow-up explanation. So just don't use the word in the first place. Have the explanation.
What if someone's an actual child groomer?
Then you would explain the situation. This person abused children. Okay. Like the priest.
But then Michael Knowles, yeah. And Michael Knowles' whole argument is that, drag show readings towards kids and things of that nature are efforts to groom children to be parts of the LGBTQ. What would you say your opinion is on that?
I would say there's a lot of like, I can only say it from the perspective of I have seen people literally generate AI images of drag queens at like kindergartens and whatnot. So like it's exactly like a false narrative being spun, where like there there are no times where we're going to put on a drag show specifically for children to teach them about how to be in the LGBTQ community. That is not real. There are drag shows that do that, which children are allowed to be at, that like
They're reading like The Hungry Caterpillar and not like Mommy and Daddy and Daddy.
They're not doing that shit. They're literally just performers performing for children. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated. Yeah, thank you.
Alright. Time to. Nah, we do one. We do it.
Okay. Make it quick.
You got time.
Yeah. You want
Just
to do
we
it?
catch the bus back. Yeah. Should have pulled up in a suit.
I should have, dude. Should have pulled up in my pledge suit.
All right. Let's see. Those are Antifa. Those are the same people over there. Yep. What's up?
What's up? Why? Why? We're not doing anything wrong.
We're not right-wing media. Do you have any proof that we're right-wing media?
If I was right wing, I think I would have those. Why? We're here for the same reason you are.
All right. Let's see if anyone else wants to do something. We're not.
Excuse me. You can't tell us what to do.
Scoot can stay here, but we're going to make sure everyone knows who the fuck you are.
Who are we? No answer.
They don't know who. I don't even have a channel.
Yeah.
Jeez, bro. All right. Let's see if anyone wants to do an interview.
We gotta preface.
Gotta preface. We're not with anyone. Let's see. Do any of you guys got a quick second for an interview today?
I don't have anything to say.
All right, that's good. Nah, that's fine.
Don't talk to conservative media.
We're not conservative media.
Get out.
We're not.
We're not.
All right.
Keep yourselves away.
Giving ourselves away. I'm holding this, bro. We're just doing independent.
It's just independent. We're literally just talking to people, just trying to understand. We're not asking any crazy questions. We're just trying to understand why people are angry that he's here and why people care about these issues and stuff.
Respect.
Yeah.
Do an interview with us? I really don't have anything to say. I'm just
That's cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see. They're just gonna be following us around, dude.
I know.
Oh my god, bro. Can't do anything out here. Gotta juke them out. Let's do a full. We're gonna do a little lap around here. Let's see. Excuse me, do you have a second for a quick interview today?
Sure, who are you?
We're just independent media. We're literally just two guys with a microphone just trying to understand where people's hearts are at, where people's minds are at. Yeah. Thank you. They're saying we're right-wing media, but we're not actually. We're not with anyone. We're just trying to understand. All right. So why did you feel the need to come out here today, sir?
Well, let me just present my sign to you here. So, as Americans, we stand for certain values in this country. And one of the founding documents of our democracy was talking about the inalienable rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I think it's really important that we stand up for those. If we don't, people will incite violence against minorities, and it will end up being horrible for all.
So going off that issue, talking about the Constitution, talking about America's founding values, where do you decide to draw the line for what constitutes free speech, what constitutes hate speech?
I think it comes down to a lot to inciting violence. And so when you use words like eradicate, that is basically inciting violence. And so I think that crosses the line.
So what do you think people who are going to listen to Michael Knowles speak today, what do you think they don't understand about these issues, about why they're so important, about why his ideas might be dangerous?
I think that if people took time to really get to know their neighbor, they would, I think, have a much better understanding of what's going on. I think that a lot of this comes from just not knowing people. I think it also comes from fear. I think there's a lot of fear in this country on both sides of the political spectrum. And I think if we can let go of some of that fear, if people realize that they are loved, then perhaps they can actually love others.
Yeah. So going off of that, what do you think are some of the, trying to see from a different perspective, what do you think are some of the criticisms that they're taking on trying to cancel him, and why that might be an issue, why they see this as an issue?
I don't really understand that question.
Like, based on the free speech issue going on here and the debate kind of going on here, how there's basically people trying to say that he shouldn't be allowed to come here, shouldn't be allowed to talk here. Can you see how right-wingers might see that as an issue?
Oh, I can certainly see that as an issue. There's a fine line between free speech and hate speech, and I'm all for free speech. I'm carrying around the sign. It's free speech. People can speak. They just can't encourage violence and hurting people.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right.
Appreciate it. Do you guys got a second for an interview?
Sure.
Could you hold the camera, or one of you guys hold the camera? My cameraman just dipped out on me. All right. So why are you guys here today?
It's going to be entertaining to watch people.
Are you a fan of Michael Knowles?
I don't know much about him, but probably.
So what do you think, what's your opinion on what's going on outside and why people are protesting against this, getting angry about this?
I think it's hilarious. You get all these purple-haired women, and you just get to hear them scream a bunch of crazy stuff, so it's a ton of fun.
All right, so what do you think is the most important issue that's fundamentally being argued here? Like, is this about freedom of speech, or is this about trans rights? Or
It seems to be a lot of people anti-freedom of speech. I don't see much trans rights thing. He just doesn't think it's smart to cut your wiener off and call yourself a woman. But
so going off that, what do you think will happen if people like Michael Knowles or conservative speakers aren't allowed to come to campuses and have discussions like these?
yeah, then you just see freedom of speech not exist. And freedom of speech is just so important to cultivate all ideas. And then people can judge for themselves whether they want to subscribe to that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Be down for an interview then?
Oh, buddy, it's not happening, and you know it.
Would you guys be willing to do an interview today?
No, I'm good.
See, nobody wants to do an interview. Well, I'm not with anyone. I'm just asking people why this is important to them. Trying to get a message out to people. Trying to give people a voice to talk about these issues. All right. See, they don't want to talk, bro. They never want us to talk. Now we got the mob following us. Jeez, bro. All right. Is there anyone here that will do an interview? That's the question. I interviewed some people earlier, but they're chill. But I don't know. I am walking right now. I go here. You don't go here. Let's see. Maybe we should ask people that aren't affiliated.
You should probably bounce. No.
No, they're with media. Dude, I've been down to ask everybody here almost, and none of them want to do an interview. Maybe you can just interview people inside.
Nah, you can't put your hands on
Don't
me.
hit it. Don't hit him.
You
Just
can't
don't
be
hit my
pushing
cameraman,
me.
please. We're just trying to ask people
You
questions.
can't be pushing me, bro.
Just be civil, please.
Yeah.
But then you guys will be willing to do an interview real quick?
What are your credentials? Who are you with?
I'm just me with a microphone. Just a guy with a microphone.
You're a guy with a microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
We won't say who he's from, won't give even a podcast name, YouTube channel, anything.
I'll give you my YouTube channel.
If nobody wants to talk to you, then you gotta stop. It's harassment at that point, you know?
This guy was about to talk to me until you guys came up and harassed us.
Okay.
I'm not harassing
People want
you.
to talk
I
to
can talk to you, yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so why are you out here today?
Today, I'm trying to understand the positions voiced by various groups. Trying to see what people are trying to say and trying to make my own mind. Yeah.
So why do you think people are so emotional, so passionate about this issue?
I feel like identity is a big thing for people, and yeah, I feel like when someone is when it comes to identity, it's important, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know anything about Michael Knowles, about why he's coming to talk here today?
Yeah, no, I do know a bit. I've watched some of his stuff. I don't agree with all of his points, but I think he's a fair speaker. Sometimes he's a bit harsh, but I think he definitely deserves to be listened to, like anyone does. So yeah.
So where do you think we draw the line? A lot of people are coming out here saying that he's trying to eradicate trans people, that he's talking in terms of hate speech. First of all, do you think that hate speech is a valid criticism or a valid way to negate people's speech, like the First Amendment?
So this is a very difficult point because sometimes hate speech can be used for violence. So really, there's no clear answer. But again, I do kind of err on the side of free speech, although I do agree completely that it is very often used, especially in authoritarian governments, to promote violence and stuff like this. But free speech is important at the same time. So yeah, it's a hard point, but yeah.
So where would you draw the line for what would be going too far as speech goes?
Well, that's a difficult question because there's a lot of different lines to draw, right? Because there's, I don't know, if you ask me a particular on a particular issue, I could tell you, but there's many lines.
You think that what Michael Knowles said would not be defended by the First Amendment?
There's many things he said.
People said that he's trying to eradicate trans people. But he didn't exactly say that. He said eradicate trans ideas. Okay. So I don't know. Will you line up on that?
I don't know. I usually do it by statement, on a statement to statement basis. So if he makes a statement, right, I might say, all right, that's too much or that's too little. It's all on a case by case basis. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Good guy. Good guy. You see some reasonable people out here. But I want to interview someone who's not someone who's one of them, but they won't though. They won't talk to me. Let's see.
Yo, interview me, bro.
Yeah, you guys got a second for an interview? You want a second for an interview? Yeah, I'm good. All right, so why are we out here today?
I just wanted to see what was going on. I was curious about what was going on campus. I saw a bunch of people, and I was just like, let's check it out.
So what do you know about Michael Knowles? What do you know about why people are angry about him coming in?
I think they're pissed because he's friends with Ben Shapiro, I think, right? Is he?
He's one of the mainstream figures on the conservative side.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So what do you think about this protest going out here, about people trying to kind of shut down Michael Knowles' discussion today?
I don't know if they're shutting it down. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like they're just being loud and just showing their opinion. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's wrong once they start trying to shut people up and preventing people from talking. But it doesn't seem too bad so far yet.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Good guy. And you guys got a second for an interview?
No problem. It's all right. Go clip farm somewhere else, please. Okay?
I'm not doing that. Let's see if we get the mob back on me. Let's interview some people back here. We asked those guys. It's brutal out here. Uh,
Was he outside? They got really pissed.
he wasn't out here. I don't think so. At least I didn't see him out here. Let me ask these people. And you guys got a second for a quick interview?
Sure.
Awesome. All right. So why'd you feel the need to come out here today?
Because I have a lot of friends and peers and family who are trans, and just the idea of this transphobic piece of coming onto our campus, it pissed me off. So that's why I'm here.
So going off of that, I'm guessing you don't like Michael Knowles. What do you not like about him?
His speech at CPAC, where he said we must eradicate the trans ideology. I don't support that. I think that that's just inciting genocide and violence against our trans peers and our friends.
So do you think that Michael Knowles should be allowed to come here and talk today?
I guess we can't stop him. I would much rather him not be here, honestly. But we can't stop him. So free speech. Anybody should be allowed to speak.
Absolutely. So you think that he is protected by the First Amendment, that ultimately it's a valuable, thing that he should be able to allow to come talk here, have a different opinion?
I'm not sure about valuable, but under the First Amendment, he should be allowed to speak, I suppose.
So where would you draw the line between what constitutes free speech and what constitutes hate speech?
Hate speech, I would say, constitutes as inciting violence against a certain group of people. And in this case, a marginalized group of people.
So if they're going in. Okay. If hate speech laws were enacted, what do you think would be the defining line between which groups are protected, which groups aren't, and who would ultimately decide what is allowed to be said?
I think every group would be protected. In a perfect world, every group would be protected, and the people who would make it up should be the government. I guess, yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Oh, they're going in there. All right, we got to go in with them. Just get all this video. All right, so everyone is coming in here. They were protesting out here for a while, but now they're coming into the PMU. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. That guy just flipped me off. He doesn't look like a college student to me, but they're chanting "coward" if you can't hear that. What up?
What are you guys filming for?
For my YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel?
Leo Cavalier.
Leo Cavalier.
Yeah. I don't have any videos on there yet, but this will be my first video, so yeah. Yeah. Yes, like and subscribe though if you see it on there. Pretty good. Anyone got a second for an interview? Just a real quick one. Would you be willing to do a quick interview?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. All right, so why did you feel the need to come out here today?
So I am trans, I'm disabled. I know that hateful rhetoric has an incredibly big impact on all marginalized communities, and I think it's important to stop these things. I think the only way forward is love and openness.
So you don't believe that Michael Knowles should be allowed to come to Purdue to talk today?
I think that Purdue has a very much is committed to free speech, but we need to still let them know that this is unacceptable, that we choose love, that we don't believe that this is correct at all. I don't think that Purdue should be endorsing anybody who says things like this no matter what. So
you disagree with him, but you don't necessarily believe that it should be shut down? Or are people trying to come in here and shut down the speech, or are they just trying to protest it and show people that he's wrong?
I think that probably there are people who want to do all things on both. They both want to shut it down and they just want to protest. And I think that, I understand where the frustration comes from, and it's really valid. I just think that we need to, if we to move towards liberation, we really need to be invested in, approaching each other with love no matter what. And, So
do you believe that there should be regulations on speech or changes made to the First Amendment to make sure that marginalized groups aren't targeted?
Yeah, I think that Purdue definitely does not do enough about hate speech. I think that, limiting exactly what can be said and understood, there being very clear consequences for what is said, because speech does lead to real world consequences, and our social reality builds our built reality, and it's always really important that we don't have ideas, that we don't endorse ideas that are inherently eugenic, that inherently cause harm and are violent. And I think, I don't think that should ever be considered acceptable. Yeah.
So where would you draw the line for what constitutes, from a legal standpoint at least, hate speech and speech that should not be allowed versus speech that should be allowed?
Yeah, I think that I don't know enough about the law probably to say exactly what's what, but I think that, historically we can understand that there are very clear eugenic rhetoric. There's, and these things evolve, and I think it can't be so clear cut as one law, one rule, but we need to have evolving conversations about, what is hateful, and, meet each other, and not only maybe not necessarily prohibit, but have conversations about, why this is completely unacceptable.
So going off that, what do you think everyday individual Americans should do to better bridge the political divide and the political hatred that's existing in our country today?
Yeah, I think that we have kind of this focus on bipartisanism. Yeah, and I think it's really easy to draw divides between each other. I just think that there is a deeper ethic of love that the most marginalized people advocate for all the time. This idea that, everybody, yeah, it's really hard to filter. Yeah, I think that love is this ethic, this fundamental commitment to each other and our own, our well-being. I think that once, I don't think we can fight hate with hate. I think we have to, every day come in with this openness and understanding of all people, and that, I think that includes all of us, and I think that the most oppressed people have been talking about this for a really long time. And I think it's, the ethic of love is very revolutionary, in my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview today.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry if that wasn't very clear.
No, that was great. Thank you so much. Let's go inside. You do?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just get a video of what's going on inside. And where did they go? They're not in there. I literally have no idea where they went. Sorry. Oh, here they are. Oh, everybody's lined up over here. All right. Did you guys want to do a quick interview today?
I saw you guys.
Hey.
Don't try and take.
Don't try to take a phone. All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, see you later, man.
Yeah, see ya.
You staying?
I'm not staying. I'm getting the fuck out of here. We have a meeting in like 20 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to turn this in, right? The MAGA guy, you saw him.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with those guys. I think those guys are terrible.
So you can talk to me all you want. I'm down to keep engaging. It's just when you have people here.
Would you do an interview?
I mean,
Honestly, I literally just trying to ask like why people are here. I want to because the more you can talk about issues, the more people can hear your side and hear what's important to you. The more power your movement has.
Would you say that this isn't power right here?
Absolutely, yeah. But other people who aren't here could see this on my channel and be more exposed to
You
this.
said you had no videos, man. I mean.
Well, I'm gonna post it on there.
Right. Okay. Because here's. You and that. You have the suit guys with you, right? Where is he?
He just left.
He just left. Okay. The reason is, okay, let's actually. Sorry to keep driving. The reason is, if all these people are there, their emotions are running high. You get in there with a microphone in their face. They're gonna I don't want anybody to say something that they might regret at a time in a place like this, right? I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt in knowing that you're not gonna because you know how people are on TikTok. They become like clip farmers.
I don't even have TikTok.
Right, but you know what I'm saying, right? The people who go around, they try to they try to isolate the most, outrageous clips possible, and then upload that, right? So that's the thing. That's why that's why people are worried when you see just random people on it, because they're also more established news stations here. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong, but that's why you got to understand why people are going to be wary of you. Right?
I understand. I fully understand. Would you be willing to do an interview though? Because you seem like a really reasonable guy. I want to talk to you. I want to understand where your mind's at with these ideas.
What could I tell you that you haven't already gotten from here?
Well, they won't let me do interviews with a lot of.
Right, but just by listening to the people speak, because you were there. I saw you. You heard the speakers.
Where?
The speakers outside.
Yeah, I was listening to the chants, but I just want to hear what people were saying. I want to hear their ideas.
Yeah, not the chants, but the ideas were presented.
Yeah, but I want to hear actually what you think about Michael Knowles. They're not saying that. I want to hear about what's going on today. What.
Well, we kind of we had the speaker at the end talking about Michael Knowles.
I didn't listen to the speaker though. I was around the back trying to interview people.
That's the thing though. You got to listen because the speakers are when you're at a protest, the speakers are the ones who have the prepared statements where all the concise stuff is. That stuff has been recorded by WLPD. That's been not PD, but you know what I'm talking. Like the local news stations. You had that guy with the camera. That stuff is all out there. So if you want to get that information, that stuff is accessible to you. If you want to report on that, you report on that. That's fine. But just going around asking random people in the middle of a protest when they're chanting, when they're trying to listen to somebody, that's not going to get you anything.
Well, some people wanted to do interviews.
Sure, some people, sure. No, I understand that.
I've found girls who were people who are transgender who wanted to talk about these things.
Sure, yeah, some people, yeah. No, I understand that.
So I don't expect 99% of people to give me interviews, but if people want to talk about these things, I seriously think it's valuable just to have individual one-on-one discussions.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But you understand where I'm coming from.
I understand where you're coming from.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. That's why that's why we have people. That's why we had people following you around because there are so many people out there who try to go out and isolate clips and then they misrepresent an entire movement of people. We just can't let that happen, especially with so much misinformation floating around as it is. So yeah, you said that your guy left, right? Huh? You said your suit guy. He left.
He left. Yeah.
So how are you going to do the interview?
I guess someone hold the camera for me.
Can't you? What are you recording with?
I just have this microphone. It's still running.
It's still running?
I don't have to have video. I can just have.
I'd rather me talk to you.
Because then your face won't be on it or anything. So, all right. I really appreciate you talking to me. I understand. We should do it right here.
Sorry. So what specific questions do you have that you're trying to get out of people?
So why are you out here today? Why did you feel the need to come out here today?
So are you aware of the comments Michael Knowles made?
I'm aware that he said for the eradication of transgenderism.
Exactly.
That's what people are angry about.
Yes. So Purdue is paying, I don't know the exact amount, but it's in the thousands of dollars for him to come and speak here when he's directly advocating for things like eradication of transgenderism. When he's saying that at the same time when people are citing, I believe he works for the Daily Wire. I'm not sure he does. So in the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh also is connected with him. This rhetoric that he's using is being pushed in these bills that are taking away health care from trans individuals, and we believe that it's actively harmful. It has all of his points, his so-called points, have been repeatedly debunked by various academics. The overwhelming majority of the scientific consensus is not with him. The assumption that he's not trying to cause harm has already been disabused because of the comments he has made directly. So really what is the point of us paying thousands of dollars for him to come here?
So you think that the things that he says ultimately have led to jurisdiction and bills that have therefore led to the harm of transgender people?
Yes, and I believe he's continuing to actively promote that, yeah.
So do you believe that he should not be allowed to come talk today, or do you, on any campus, or do you think Purdue inviting him is a bad idea, or do you think it's actually very, illegal?
I don't think it's not illegal, obviously, but do
you think it should be illegal for him to come talk to you?
Okay, should it be illegal? It should be illegal for him to come out and spread misinformation about people, which is what he's doing. He goes in and says these things about how trans people are pedophiles, and about how all this stuff about this LGBTQ stuff is corrupting the youth and stuff. And that's obviously a huge misrepresentation of what's true. It's been repeatedly proven to him. It's been repeatedly proven that that's harmful. And I think if you are going on to a public speaking place like this and trying to specifically do things that incite harm, then yes, I do think that should be legal. And also, it's not even a question. It's not really a question of legality, though, is it? Right? Because Purdue is paying him thousands of dollars to speak here. Why is that? I don't think that's right. And I think that we, as a student body, have a right to voice our concerns and to be like, hey, no, we don't want our tuition money going to this maniac.
I absolutely agree with that. So, do you believe that what he is saying fits under the confines of free speech, or do you think it's hate speech and that there should be laws enacted against him coming and speaking at these kinds of things?
Here's the thing. What's the point of defining free speech versus hate speech in this sense? Because we are not saying, he should be jailed for speaking these things, right? The entire conceit of this protest is that free speech does not make you absolved from criticism, right? It is not a challenge on his right to freedom of speech for us to have this protest. It is not a challenge of us to have freedom of speech to say, hey, you should not be saying these things and Purdue should not be paying you. So I honestly don't really want to answer the question of should this be illegal speech or not? Because that's just putting giving the idea that any attack on his viewpoints is an attack on free speech. I don't think that's true at all. So yeah.
So really, people are calling here today to just more criticize him and say that people should not go to attend this, people should not listen to what he's saying, and that it is spreading hate.
Yes.
But they're not necessarily trying to shut down his ability to come talk today.
Yeah, it's not necessarily his. Listen, if he was some random pastor on the street, right? You've seen the pastors, then certainly people would be going out and challenging him. That's fine, but there wouldn't be this mass protest. The reason there's such a mass protest here is because A, Knowles is an incredibly high-profile figure, and B, Purdue is again paying him money.
So do you believe that Purdue University is wrong on the part of inviting him here?
I do. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Get the police cars out here.
We might need to get some randos.
I gotta get somebody to do this though.
Time for an interview? Oh, sorry. We do not.